Pretties, it's Angela here, and today's video is going to be a video making a really pretty charm bracelet using these little roses from BeeBeeCraft. If you're not familiar with BeeBeeCraft, I will link the description for their website down below in the description box, as well as the information in the link where you can purchase these little roses. It comes in this nice little case. It came with a bunch of different colors, and they are little acrylic roses, and they were really a lot of fun to work with. They are flat on the back. Whoops, that one kind of jumped out of my hand, but they are flat on the back and three-dimensional on the front, like a little carved rose. And so what I did was I went ahead and made a bunch of, what I did was I used one of each color that was in the box. So 16 different colors in this little box. So what I did was, and I'll show you, I took my head pin, I took my E6000, I did put the pin on, the rose on the head pin, and what I did was I just like let it come up just a little bit, the E6000, kind of swirled my head pin just around it just a little bit, just like that, and slid the rose down to the bottom, and you can't even really see that glue on it. And so I let that lay there and sit there for a good 24 hours and just let them really, actually I probably let them sit for about 48 hours because I didn't have time to film right away. So that's all I did, was just put, like I said, just turned the head pin in the glue, put the rose on, and then I'm going to set that off to the side and let that dry. So I did that with each one of these, one of each of the 16 colors of the roses. And then on a longer head pin, to kind of coordinate with each color, I put 4 bicone crystals. So this is the clear Aurora Borealis one. I did a yellow, light pink, a fuchsia pink, a red, anyway, all the way down, and I kind of matched the colors up. And let me see if I can kind of bring you in a little bit to see that. There you go. So you can see I did, like, the greens, the blues, a brown, and a black. And so I did one, and I'll show you how I did each one, as far as how I made the loops on the roses, and I will show you what I'm going to do with the crystal one. With the roses, I used my one-step looper, and I want to, like I said, these are all glued down, and I want the loop to, the close of the loop to be behind the rose. So in order to do that, I'm going to put my bead through here, and I'm going to face that rose down so that the flat side is facing up, and I will just slowly go and close my loop. And so that made my little loop for my flower. I'll show you another one. I'm not going to do all of these on camera because I know it's probably, kind of like watching paint dry. But I will do a couple of them. And I did get a different size looper. This is the 3.0 millimeter looper, and so that makes a nice 3 millimeter size loop. And so I decided to use that one because these flowers are bigger. I want them to hang nicely on the charm bracelet, so I didn't want the 1.5 inch loop. Oh, now see, I'm talking. Okay, I made a boo-boo. I didn't put it all the way through, so it didn't have a chance to clip. So that's okay. I'm human. We all make mistakes. I think I will be able to get this to work. Let me see. Okay, so I just have to make sure that it goes through the hole on the other side. And we'll go slowly because there we go. Okay. So now that made the loop on that one. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do to all of the roses. And then for the crystal ones, I put them on these. These are a lot thinner. It's the ball head pins, and they're really thin. But I needed something thinner as far as head pin wise, because the holes of the crystals were smaller. So for these, I'm going to do a simple wire wrap. And I'm just going to bend it over and bring it back around my loop. Just like that. I'm going to readjust my wire till I have my loop like that. And then I'm going to take another little set of pliers and just do a simple wire wrap, maybe a couple of times around. Because if I do just a loop, these are so thin that I don't feel like they'll stay. They'll probably fall off, and we don't want that. So let me get my little wire cutters here and just snip off that excess. Okay, and if you have any little pieces poking out, you can just squeeze down like so. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do. I am going to continue to make the loops on all of my roses with the one-step looper, and I'm going to do all of my little wire wraps, because what I'm going to do for the wire wraps is when I go to put it on the bracelet, I'm going to add it with a little bitty jump ring. Of the smallest jump ring I can get. So let me pause the video and make all of these wire wraps and finish my loops, and I'll come back and we'll put the bracelet together. So I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay, so I went ahead and made all the loops on the little roses and wire wrapped all the little crystals. And so what I'm going to do now is I cut me a piece of chain the size that I wanted it for my wrist, and I have it just about to where it touches in the back of my arm. Let's see if I can show that a little bit better. But anyway, I have it just about where it touches, because I'm going to add a couple of jump rings on the end and add a toggle clasp. So I have to, you know, account for that. So what we're going to do is, I had this piece of wire. It was a head pin and I had clipped off. It was a piece that I clipped off. So what we need to do is find our center. And I have an odd number. Let's see. So the easiest way for me to do that is to put my head pin through the loop, find my center, and then you see how it's even on each side. So I know that this is my midpoint, and this is where I need to put my first bead. So I'm going to have 15 on each side, and I'm going to put it on every link. So my 16th, which is my it's going to be my odd number, because I'm at 15 and 50, so I have 31 total. Okay, so I'm going to take number 16. Yeah, it's this purple one. Okay, so the purple one is going to be my middle one. So I'm going to sit this down right here with my pin in it, so I know where to start. And since it's one of these, the crystal ones, I'm going to need to add a jump ring, because I wire wrapped that one because they were so thin. Okay, so I am going to open my jump ring. Actually, let me get my other flat nose pliers. These are a little stronger. Alright, and I'm going to open my jump ring, and you always remember you want to open your jump rings away from you, not pull them apart, because they'll get all bent out of shape. Okay, so this is my midpoint, so I'm going to take that out. I know which one my mid one is, and I'm going to going to drop it. That's what I'm going to do. Alright, let me just pick it back up with my little jump ring. Okay, so here's my midpoint, and I am going to just put that jump ring on the link, or I said it was. Let's see. Okay. Work with me here, Link. It's like a child. Doesn't want to work with you. Okay, finally. Now, yeah, I just want to make sure I still had my center, because I didn't lost it so many times. Okay, so just close up that jump ring, and that is our first dangle. Okay, so that's my midpoint. So I know that I'm going to do a flower on each side and go, I'm going to work one way and then work the other way, going for my flowers. So the most important thing is just to lay this flat so that you have, so you know where your next one is, because you want to put them all on the same side of the link so that they'll lay flat. So this is going to be my next one. So this is the one where we made the loops with the one-step looper. So we can just open this up and put it on the loop, put it on the ring next to this one. Okay, so I got that one on. I'm going to close it up. Okay, so we have one flower on. Again, I want to lay it down flat because I want to make sure I'm still working on the same side. I'm going to put the next crystal with a jump ring. And I won't make you watch the whole process. I will go ahead and do a few more with you, and I may pause it and do a few more and come back and show you how it's looking, and then we'll pause it again. So we may have a couple of pauses in this video, but like I said, we want to make sure that we're keeping it on the same side of the bracelet as we're doing it, just going through each link. And on the back end of it, you will have, well, I will, because of my length, I had a few leftover links on each side, but that's okay because when I put my toggle through, I wanted to have a little bit of room. Okay, so far that's what it looks like. We have 2 of the crystals and 1 of the flowers. So let me go ahead and do this side, and I'll come back and show you how it looks. Just stay with me. Okay, so I have the first half done. I've put the first side of all the roses on. I'm kind of going from light to dark. And so now I will be working from the green to the black. And like I said, the most important part that I have found is you do have to, after adding each one, you do have to lay it flat so that you can see which link is next. So you want your chain to lay flat. Let me see if I can kind of zoom in a little bit for you. So you do want that chain to lay flat so that when you go into the next loop, you want it to be on the same side. And so you're going to go into each little loop on this side. So after I added each one, I did have to make sure it was hanging straight and just lay that flat like that so that I know which one to go into next. So I'm going to do a couple with you, and so you can kind of see the process again a little bit, and then I'll finish it up off camera, and then I'll come back and we will add the toggle. So let me just open this jump ring, and I'm kind of zoomed in now, so I really have to try to figure out where we're at. Okay, so now I'm going to go into my next loop, and this is where I say you have to lay it out after each time, because I do have to pick it up to close my jump ring, just like that. So I close my jump ring, make sure it's closed good, and so I'm going to take that bracelet, make sure they're all facing the same way. Let me lay it down for a second. Okay, make sure they're all laying the same way, and I think this is coming out really cute. I love the colors, I love the crystals. Yeah, I really am liking how this looks. So okay, let me go ahead and lay this flat again, spread it out. And I skipped my flower, but I did skip a loop. So again, I'm human. It happens. Alright, so let me go ahead and open this one up. I opened it towards me, I didn't pull it apart. Alright, and then we are going to link it into this next one, which is right here. It's so hard to do on camera, because I'm so used to working close to my face so that I can see. Alright, and so I'm kind of working around this camera, but it's okay. So I'm going to close this little flower. Okay, and I had my crystal next, which I added before. So again, I'm going to flip this around and just make sure that my chain is laying straight. Sometimes you have to turn it to get it straight. They're all dangling the same way. I'm going to lay it flat. I'm getting camera so y'all can see. And then my next link is going to be right here. Okay, and I'm going to put this darker green crystal. Is that where I'm at? You know what? I left one of my purple roses off. That's what's throwing me off. I'm like, well, why did I miss something? Okay, so I did. I missed that purple flower when I came back. So I'm going to take these two off and move them over and add my, that's what it was. That's why I had a crystal. Okay, so let me go ahead and fix this. Add on the rest of them, and I'll come back and show you how it looks. Okay, we're back, and I'm not going to edit out the mistake that I made because I want y'all to, to know that it's a process. And all I had to do was just take off a couple of them and continue on. So I fixed that. So now we have all of the flowers, all of the little crystals that coordinate in between that, and so I'm going to add on the toggle clasp. So to do that, I'm going to use a little bit of a stronger jump ring, and it is a little bit bigger of a jump ring. And I am going to just, it is laying out straight right now, so I know where my end is. So I'm going to put the end of the toggle on. And close that up. Okay. Make sure it's nice and closed and secure. So that is one side, and again, just always make sure that you have it laying out completely flat so that you have it twisted the right way. Now I will say, when this gets on your wrist, they're going to all flop around, but you want it to at least be straight as far as the way you have it designed. But let's see, I want to make sure I get the clasp on right. Okay, so alright, so let me just again make sure I have it laid out flat. Okay, we don't want it twisted. Okay, so there it is. There's the end. I'm going to add my clasp on. And then let me see how it looks on the rest. Look how cute this is. Love all the colors. I'm trying to see the best way to show this to you. But look at all the fun flowers and the Swarovski crystals. I did use Swarovski crystals. And then I'm going to put it on my wrist and show you how it looks. Get it on so that I can show you. It is like really cute. It's just fun. It's flirty, and I just love it. Look how pretty that is. And of course the crystals are going to go. I probably could have, I may go back and take a couple of links out of each side, but look how fun and flirty. Just really cute. Almost reminds me of like a cha-cha bracelet. I love all the colors. Really, really pretty. But I think I am going to go ahead and just adjust that for my length. I may take one out on each side and see. Because these jump rings are a little bit larger and the clasp, it gave me a little extra length. It's not super big, I mean, but I just would like it cinched up just a tad bit tighter. But the movement and the colors are really, really fun and playful. And I know that they are acrylic beads, but I just think by adding the crystals to that and making it very colorful, that it really turned out really pretty. And it added a little bit of, I guess you would say maybe a little bit of elegance by adding those Swarovski crystals to it. But isn't that fun? Let me know what you think in the comments, if you think it's fun and playful, if you like it. I mean, maybe some people would say it was a little bit childish, but I don't think so. I think adding those crystals really dresses it up a bit. And like I said, I love the play of the colors. Again, I'm happy with how it came out. I think that BeeBeeCraft has some really excellent products. I wanted to challenge myself with this because they were plastic acrylic beads. To see if I could make something besides just kids jewelry with them, and I think that this is really nice. I think it turned out really pretty, and I'm gonna wear it because I love it. I love the colors. I love the little roses. I definitely love the Swarovski crystals. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial using the BeeBeeCraft products. I have done other tutorials. If you haven't checked those out, definitely check those out. I will leave again all the information for BeeBeeCraft and the supplies used in the description box below. So if you would, please give this video a thumbs up, click on subscribe, click on notifications so that you'll be notified every time I upload a new video to YouTube, unboxings and jewelry hauls and jewelry making videos to come. So until the next video, guys, bye!